All right, Jocelyn, you just passed the PMP. How did you do and how do you feel?
I did very well. I was so surprised, but I all I wanted was just to pass. But I did five above targets.
Oh, just five above targets. That's no
Yeah,
big deal.
I just wanted to pass. I didn't really expect it to be five.
Well, we will take it. All right. So talk us through like a little bit of your story. Before you did the accelerator, you went through it. What did you do before then, if you did anything? And then talk us through like the before, if you would, please.
Okay, so I learned the PMP through my friend, and she was planning on taking it this year.
Mhm.
And I kind of gave me the idea, like, oh, since it's COVID, might as well do it. I'm sort of doing a project management, but not really. I'm not. My title's not project manager. So I said,
Right.
like, okay, I'll just do this as a goal for this year. And while she's also like doing this exam, so I said, okay, I'll do it. I was just planning on doing it on my own, like studying on my own. I joined all these Facebook groups to like see what people are doing, but it kind of got overwhelming with all the books that they were saying, all this boot camps and all that. I kind of tried to like read the pin book, like the first two, three chapters,
Yeah.
but I mean, it was bad. I couldn't like it was rough. It was very dry. There's no way I can study using this pinbox. And then I found another book. It was a little better. It was head first, but then still not good. And luckily, I found through like all the postings in Facebook. I think I found um, your page, and I started like looking into your YouTube videos, and it's like, oh, I like how he presents the material, very engaging. And since I need to do a 35 PVU, so I'll sign up with you.
Mhm.
So that's my story. But technically, really, I didn't know about Pinbach before, like nothing really.
Nothing. And then you got to five above targets. So cool. When you got into the accelerator, like a lot of people talk like the breakthrough videos and the step-by-step plans, or they like the coaching calls, or they like the community. Like when you got, we'll talk about those in a second, but like when you got into the accelerator, like how did you feel? Did you feel like supported, overwhelmed, like engaged, excited? What did you feel like?
Yeah, so the first 3 days, I was so excited. I think I hit it so hard. Like I was really on time, like doing all the videos, and finally it was like, oh, I need to like slow down, and because like I mean, because like I'm not really rushing. I just need to take it this year.
Yeah.
And then like I really like the videos, and then the chat. I was at first like lurking, not really engaging, but towards the end, like while probably two more weeks or 2 weeks before the exam or 3 weeks before the exam, I started engaging because I had all these questions like
Mhm.
after taking the exam, after taking all the practice quizzes. And that's when I was really like very active, like I'm helping sometimes people, like I'm always like, oh, I'm not sure, but this is how I understand it. And
Yeah.
then I really used it a lot, and then the coaching calls was really like key to me too, like just going through like all the questions. I remember my first like day, I was so terrified the coaching calls. But after that, like it got better and I felt comfortable.
And then you obviously like talk to I love the fact that you mentioned in the chat, you were like, I started helping people or doing the best I could. Like the talking through and trying to help people. How did that help you?
It just helps me understand and also sort of like not verbalize, just seeing like if I understood it, is this how it is? Like just verbalizing or like typing it in, like it kind of helped. Like this is how I understood it, and then I'll
Mhm.
get feedback from other people, like, oh yeah, yes, that's it, what it is, or if I'm wrong, like they'll correct me. But it's good, and I love like the community, and I banded with like 3 or 4 people like the week of the exam, like the last minute we did like study sessions, which helped a lot too.
And all of you guys have passed, I think, or a lot of them. Like who was in it was like Drew and you, or like who else was in it?
So Drew was the first one who reached out, and then I pulled in Marjo, and like 2 days before Drew's exam, we all like did a call, and I
Mhm.
was actually worried, like, oh, it's too close to your exam, like we shouldn't probably be doing this.
Yeah.
But and then later on, we got like Nancy reached out to me, and then we did another call. So I think there was a two groups actually, sort of, and
That's
we all
awesome.
passed.
And I think that thing is really cool because we have like the internal like chat, we have like the group coaching calls, like the two different kinds, like one with me and with the other smaller groups. And then you guys are forming up these little like ragtag groups where you're helping each other out. And like Drew did amazing. He passed. Marjo did awesome. You did awesome. Like everybody's going and you're helping each other. So that's really cool. So talk me through a little bit about like the coaching calls where you said like the first time you were on it, you were nervous, but then like talk me through like when it started to break through to you, the ones where like you and I and the other small groups like started to go through questions, like how did it help you? What was the process like? Talk us through that as far as like solving questions go.
So the first time it was really like hard. I just couldn't understand like, this questions because of nervousness, like reading it. But after like a few like coaching calls, just seeing how other people also answer the question, it doesn't matter like, if I get it wrong or right, like, because I was thinking like, oh, if I get it wrong, like it's kind of embarrassing. But I mean, some people also do it, get it wrong, but it's an opportunity to learn why it's wrong and why it's right. It's just like how logically you're dissecting the questions and the answers. It helped in getting all the different perspectives.
And I could see like, I mean, the cool thing is we have like, connection and relationships with the students and everybody is a little bit different, but I could see you like, first of all, you took it super, you were always there. Like some of those late ones, cause you're West Coast and like some of the late ones went like really long, like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that, where you were like sticking on to the end. What's that?
I think the longest it was like almost 3 hours because there was a 2 session that merged in. And I stayed the longest.
You stayed the whole time. And I was like, yeah, like, cause as we're growing, we're getting more sessions. And the last one, I'm like, well, everybody else at my house is asleep. So we're staying up until, everybody gets tired or whatever. So a lot of time we're looking like, oh God, we've been on for like 2.5 hours. But that's really good. So like, you were always there. You were working through questions. You're seeing like the logic of like how you think about it, how others people think about it. Now that you have this understanding, what do you think is most important for a student that's coming in and starting to study PMP? What's some of the things that like most important that they need to make sure that they like how they approach it or what they learn or what's most important in your mind?
For me, just being open and just follow how you laid out the 7-day accelerator and then don't think of anything else. Because I actually just use all your materials and didn't do anything else. Because even if I've heard other people like, oh, there's all this apps and all that, and I was just like, oh, I haven't done that, and it was just like 2 days before my exam. Like, do I really have time to like go through all the apps? I just followed all your materials, and then go back again, because I did it fast the first round and going back again, going to your evaporating data dump, and then just keep going back to it. And whatever you don't understand, just go back and then try to understand it and take the exam again and see if just attack where your weaknesses are.
That's awesome. Now, okay, so that's really, really important. Like, I think people can go a lot of different ways and they can get like lost, like, oh, this, that, and the other thing. Like, but I think staying on a focus and then kind of coming back and coming back and coming back and getting better is good. Now, what are some mistakes that you think people could make if they're going at this PMP and they're not following a process? Like, what are mistakes that you see that they could potentially?
I don't know. Probably like going through the material fast, or not going through like your evaporating data dump and then thinking like you got it. I would say like memorization would be wrong. I did not do any memorization. At first I was worried, like I'm not, I don't know all the IDOs, but it didn't matter in the end. Like I guess understanding the whole flow like would work in doing an exam.
That's awesome. So you didn't memorize anything apparently.
No. I was worried. I was like, oh, I didn't know all the IDOs, but then I guess just the key ones would be good to like know. Like repetition kind of like helped me like get it.
That's awesome. So, and you got 5 above target. So like you spent time on what mattered, obviously, because you did good. Now, a lot of people out there who might be listening probably don't know what evaporating data dump is. Like, so in your own words, like what is it?
So it's basically like anything that you don't like, you struggle with or you don't understand, and you just write it down on your paper, on a piece of paper. I actually had two data dumps. One like I wrote down, and one in the digital one, like in a Google slide.
Yeah.
Whenever I go through like the videos, if there's something like I want to like remember or like struggle with, I will take a screenshot and then put it and paste it in my Google slide. But it got kind of like out of hand because it ended up with 700 slides.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like that. I think that's what happens with a normal data dump where people are just writing stuff like, oh, I have to memorize. It's like the intention of the evaporating data dump is different, right? Like you're writing it down for a reason. What's the reason why you're writing it down in your mind?
Yeah.
Like, why tell the other people like why we write it down now? We don't use it as like, oh, there's a comprehensive list you'll use on the exam. Like you didn't use a data dump in the exam.
No, it was just like more like a lot of like the questions I miss, or like
Yeah.
something like, oh, I keep getting confused with like fast track or crashing, and then
Yeah.
I'll take that screenshot again and put it in there, like the definition, so I can go back.
Yeah. So you can study it, focus on it. You like bring it to your mind, like, okay, I'm gonna get it, and then shoot, it's gone. Like I have it now. So that's cool. So I mean, it's really like people are listening, like 5 above targets, big deal. You did good. Your number, let me see. I can't remember which success number you are.
134, I think.
Oh damn! Like yeah, 134. Yeah, we're on 155 now, so I didn't even know. See, people know their numbers and stuff, and we're gonna keep it going because you know it's kind of fun. So we're gonna set up this like try to get involved with this community that we're setting up for like the graduates and stuff because you guys have so much like progress. You're doing good in your jobs, and we're trying to share there. The last thing that I'll ask you is like, there are people out there that are probably a lot like you. They are really good at their job. They want to get better. They're like maybe struggling a little bit, or maybe don't know anything about the PMBOK beforehand. And they're like, dang, I want to do like she did. And so what would be your recommendation for those people out there to say, this is how you could go about this. This is how you can get your PMP. Like, what would you say to those people?
I just say go to like Scott Payne 7-day accelerator. Don't look at anything else. Just follow that simple like plan, and you will get it.
There you go. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah. And we'll be there to support them. And like, if you want to coach, you can definitely be a coach. I can't turn down a 5 above target person. So just let me know. And this is like the last time we talked, but you did an amazing job. We're really, really happy. Kind of a little sad that you won't be in the coaching calls, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, I kind of miss the community. I still log in and then like listen to some of the videos. But I just wanted to say, and I forgot to like bring it up, like the craziness of that day right before the exam.
Oh yeah, because it's not like a normal thing. Like, oh, you were really comfortable and in a plush chair and all that. Like literally, giant problems. Talk us through kind of like what the day was like.
So I had this whole plan of like, this exam, I'm going to eat this way. This is what I'm going to wear. Like, I'm going to wake up at this hour, 9 o'clock. I got an evacuation notice that we have to like leave our area because of wildfires. This is like 4 hours or less before my exam. So
Wow.
It was like crazy. And I was just thinking like, oh, I'm so glad that I didn't take it online. But then I was wondering like, what if the test center is also going to be evacuated? But
yeah.
Literally, like as soon as I got out of our house because of all the wildfires going on, like I didn't know where to go. I just headed straight to the test center and plan to wait there for 4 hours.
Oh my God. Before the exam.
Before the exam, because I didn't know like, what to do and all that. So, but luckily they allowed me to take the exam like 2 hours before my scheduled time. But I was just, I don't know, I was kind of like a mess, but then I think probably I managed myself. Because the whole time while I was taking the exam, I thought I wasn't focused because I was thinking what's in front of me, like answering, but also like thinking of what's happening outside. I mean, all the wildfires, would I have a house to go back to after this exam? So I actually don't know. I mean, all I wanted was just to pass, but there was some doubt in me because my mind I felt like I wasn't 100% focused.
That's totally reasonable. I mean, you had terrible things going on outside with the natural disasters and such. And so I mean, it's just a testament to that. You were able to kind of like maintain yourself. You said manage yourself, pull through, do well, and then, you know, go back and, you know, we have a good story on that side. Like things did not go as the luckily go in your direction as far as the wildfires, right? Like, yeah. So that, you know, we're
So
proud of you for
happy. I mean, I'm very happy with that because it was just a big like surprise, like passing with about 5 above targets with all that happening.
that was good. That was good.
I
All
think
right. So that's a good way to end this thing. You overcame stuff. So if anybody's out there to be like, you know, they can use you as an example to say, hey, whatever happens on the exam day, if you get a little hiccups or, you know, you get nervous, maybe you have a little tech glitch issues, like other people have overcome things as well, like big stuff, you know, stressors in their lives and done really well. So it's possible. And if they see that's possible, then they can do
I think just with your material and all the coaching calls, just prepared me for that to like, you know, be like, you know, I don't know, just manage myself through all that, what's happening.
That's awesome. Well, we're really grateful that you were in the program and super happy that we could help you. And this will not be the last time we chat. And, you know, and we'll be involved and I'll talk to you soon. Good job. See ya.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.